I've been doing Pricewise for 11 odd years now. I started in the Racing Post about 18 years ago, I think. Did about 6 years in the data processing department. I did some spotlights in the meantime. And then after Mel Collier left, I was invited to do Pricewise. Mel had a similar sort of outlook to me. Mark Coton, who started it, would be more of a, try and find the 5 or 6 to 1 shots. Me and Mel were more interested in the big handicaps, and so we were looking for big price winners really. And so I think I just followed on from what Mel was trying to do. I mean, we had totally different strategies. Mel was more of a numbers, figures orientated. He was more of a guy who liked opinions coming in, and he'd be able to decipher through a race. Me, I'm a bit of a lone wolf really. I like being on my own. I like living and dying by my own thoughts, and therefore that's slightly different. But in terms of trying to find winners, we're in the same mindset. We wanted to find big price winners of the big handicaps.
3, okay. Yeah, the 3 at Newmarket.
The races are not decided by me at all. That's a common misconception. People sort of think here I'm saying, oh, let's do this race, that race, and this race. It's the bookmakers. The bookmakers will phone me up on 11 o'clock or get an email at about 10 o'clock on the race day, on the day before the race, sorry, I should say. And they will say, we are planned to put in our adverts, this race, this race, this race. Could be 1, could be 7, could be 2, however many they think are worth pricing up that will attract the interest of the customer in the morning. So they will then phone me or email me in the morning to tell me which races I will be doing, and then I'll just take it from there. Well, what I do, the first thing I do is I write the runners down. I write them on my sheets to make sure that I've got my Pricewise table sheets to make sure I've got all the runners in the right order, in the right place, whatever. I'll have a quick look through the race. It won't be very long. People will expect me to be sitting there for 2 hours trawling through the race. That's not how I work at all. What I do is I just have a quick look through the race to get a feel of the race, to get sort of what it takes to win that sort of race. Mostly, they're the big handicaps I'm doing. So it's not a matter of having to do too much work on that, because having done it for a long time now, I know sort of what type of horse wins the Air Gold Cup or wins the John Smith's Mag Cup or whatever it's called. So I'll be just sort of trying to frame the race. I'll have a sort of an idea early on, the 5 or 6 horses that I sort of would be prepared to tip in that race, and then I'll literally forget about it for a couple of hours. When I say forget about it, I consciously forget it. Subconsciously, I'm probably still working on it. I'm still probably thinking about the race. I might go for a walk, might go for a bike ride, might go and pick up the kids, do something like that. But not get delved too deeply. I think that's a mistake lots of punters and tipsters make. To take too much time. I think taking too much time confuses you. What happens is you start going through the minutiae of each race, and therefore you end up fancying lots of horses. I don't want to be fancying lots of horses. I want to be fancying as few as possible, or being prepared to tip as few as possible. Therefore, come the time when I get the prices, I don't have that confusion in my mind. So from about 1 till about 2, I will be literally, or from 11 till about 2, I'll be literally doing other things, trying to occupy myself, not concentrating on that race. From about when the first prices come in, I'll start concentrating hard. I'll be looking through the videos. I'll be looking through jockeys' form or seeing who's riding what. Looking a lot of videos on the Race Post website, and then come 4:30, that's it. Decision time. I've got to make a decision. The prices will be in. Then obviously price is crucial. I won't be tipping anything at 6 to 4, probably in a 20-runner handicap. Even if I think the 6 to 4 shot might win, I'm not sure that's where I should be going. So I'll be looking at the type of horse I can tip. Price will be crucial. And come up at 5 o'clock, make your decision, and go to bed.
From the back of the field is Tominator, and Montaf's coming home strongly as well in the plate, and now overturns under here. Real pressure as Tominator now goes by him. Tominator strides on the far side from Montaf. Overturn's going to be well beaten. Tominator now has to try and find off Montaf. The two of them have it here in the plate, and Tominator up in trip delivers a great run. Tominator wins the plate.
Tominator, my old friend Tominator. Well, that's just another one. It's a horse doing something different. It's going out of its comfort zone. It's stepping up in trip. It's been running good races over a shorter trip. There's a little bit of guesswork obviously involved in will it stay the trip, but just by watching it, by looking at the horse, by knowing the stable, by knowing the sort of horse it is, knowing the race, the Northumberland Plate, this was the type of horse that could have been, obviously did improve markedly for the step up in trip. That's all it was. I was just looking for, I often think that trips are the most overrated things in racing. I think the key to most horse races is finding the one which can run the fastest, not the one which can stay the longest, not the one which got the best draw, not the one that can do, acts best on the ground. It's the one that can run the fastest. Now, Tominator had shown loads of good form over a mile and a half. That if it was a mile and a half race, he would have been 16 to 1 shot. Because it's a 2 mile race, everyone's thinking that he can't stay the trip. He's a 50 to 1 shot. Now, my way of thinking is that the step up to 2 miles, he's going to improve for it. So therefore, not only is it a 16 to 1 shot, if it was a mile and a half race, he's got a better chance than that again, because it's a 2 mile race. He's going to improve for that step up in trip. So that's all it was. I was looking for something different in those big races. I'm looking for something that is sort of out of the ordinary, something that might make a horse be better than he seemed. Well, the most important thing for my job is price, obviously. Price is the key thing. It's Pricewise, trying to find a big price. I try to avoid any sort of angles, really. I like jockeys. Jockeys are a big thing of me. I always still find it amazing how little effect is made and paid to the jockey in a big race. It's the last person that has any contact with the horse. He can, if you were watching a cycling race or a running race or anything, they'd be saying, oh, look, that guy's run a bad race. He's out the back off a slow pace, or he's gone wide or whatever. Jockeys are exactly the same. Some jockeys are better than others. It's quite clear. So for me, the jockey is a crucial part in every horse race. He's the first thing I'd look at. And when I'm looking down there, I'm always looking for Ruby Walsh or Richard Hughes or Jamie Spencer or Ryan Moore or it's the obvious guys. The best guys rise to the top. There's no doubt about that. So that would be the first thing. I'm not really a draw man. I'm not at all. It's just basically I like to use my intuition. Lots of people are very scientific or numbers orientated in the way they find winners. I'm not like that at all. I don't use ratings, don't use speed figures. I like using my intuition. I'm trying to find a horse that is better than what he's shown so far. And I think you can do that by watching horses and getting to know horses and watching a lot of videos. The thing about it is that you're going to make some horrendous mistakes. You're going to be wrong a lot of the time. But I think it's the intuitive ones that others can't find, the ones that the bookmakers haven't been able to spot because it's not there for them. There's no form, there's no, but I just think watching enough horse races, you can sort of work out which horse is going to improve. And the thing about races, that most races are won by horses that are improving. Most races are won by horses that have not done it yet. So if you're looking for horses that have done it, i.e. using ratings, form, whatever, 90% of them don't win the race. Most races, or most good races, are won by horses improving past what they've done already. Obviously, that doesn't work all the time. Look at this week's Arc. Salemia was obviously an improver, but the actual standard of the race wasn't that good. So trying to find the winner of that race was quite difficult. But all I'm looking for, really, is an improving horse that's a nice price with a good jockey. It sounds simple, but that's the way I do it.